Hello, this is Palmer the coach, and welcome to the Coaching Minute. We continue our discussion of the book The Richest Man in Babylon, and we are in the third chapter again, the seven cures to a lean pass. And we want to again take a minute and talk about the fifth cure to a lean pass, which says, make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. In this chapter, the richest man in Babylon makes an interesting argument. He says, if of the 90% that you've set apart to be money for using, you are actually able to set apart some of it to not only spend on things that come and go, but to begin making investments that can last, it would be a good thing. And this is the example he uses. He says, part of how you spend that money is to pay rent. If you thought of a way that can make the money that you use to pay rent be useful in making you own your own house so that you're not paying rent, but finally living in a place which you eventually own, it will be a good thing. And he talks about the good things that owning your own home, probably with a bit of a garden where you can farm your little vegetables or where you can sit and relax, is a better thing than living in a place where you feel you're maybe too crowded and stuff like that. We are blessed to be in Africa where we have quite a bit of land available, and even within the country now, the counties, some of our suburbs are good enough places to live. And then you can own a piece of land where you can have a little place of your own. And that's basically his advice. At least in those days, there was enough land where you could have your own garden. And he says, to a man's heart, it brings gladness to eat of the figs from his own trees and the grapes of his own vines. To own his own domicile and to have it a place he is proud to care for, putteth confidence in his heart and greater effort behind all his endeavors. Therefore do I recommend that every man own the roof that shelters him and his. So that's what the richest man in Babylon is saying, that every person should desire to own their own home. And he says, you will discover that probably if you paid some little deposit, there are institutions who are willing to lend you money that you build with, so that whatever would have been your rent is what you're using to pay the loan that you take from these institutions. Again, you need to consult with wise people who know what some of these programs are, where the interest rate is not too high and your repayment is bearable, and just to confirm that you have the habit of putting aside enough money that will pay such a loan so that you will never then ever lose your home. And that's the good advice of the richest man in Babylon as a fourth cure to having a lean pass. If you have your own home, soon you'll have finished paying the loan or mortgage. The home will be yours, and the money that you used to pay a rent for again begins fattening your pass. So again, some pretty sound advice. And he concludes, thus come many blessings to the man who owns his own house, and greatly will it reduce his cost of living, making available more of his earnings for pleasures and the gratification of his desires. This then is the seventh cure to a lean pass. Own your own home. That is our coaching minute for today. Reach out for a helping hand, and if you can, hold someone else's too. Thank you.